Welcome to Indigo Moon. It is a wonderful day for a lot of people, but for some, not so great. When society chooses to ignore its people, ignore humanity's problems, those problems can turn into everyone else's problems. Jesse Jackson said years ago, we are one step away, one paycheck away from homelessness. Our homeless people are suffering, and it's more than ever, more people than ever. How is it that this is being ignored? Is it because some of the officials are ignoring it, or does it mean that some people are involved that should not be involved? Some people are ignoring the problem, at least the ones that we know that can make a difference. What are they doing? We need to wake up to this problem. You know, we focus on so many other things, and I mean, it's wonderful going online and looking at puppies and how cute things are, but what about the real problems? And these problems are global. These problems are everywhere. It's not just the United States, it's all over the world. But some people who are involved here behind the corruption are hidden in plain sight. They have to be. There is no way that all of this is happening and it's being ignored and no one seems to notice or recognize the problem. There's more homeless now than ever. So this must mean some form of corruption is going on. We are ignoring these things by listening to or watching certain commercials or watching certain movies, and it's good to have entertainment. I mean, we all love it. I love comedy. But what about the people who are being ignored? You know, there's a certain form of bullying that's going on here. Certain people their voices are being ignored. When are we going to be able to, who is the person, or who are we supposed to be speaking to? Because the problem is that you cannot tell me that everyone is ignoring the problems. A lot of people went homeless behind people doing corrupt things. And if it's the same people who are getting away with all of this, who are we supposed to turn to? Now, there are a lot of people who are in power, police officers. There are good ones and there are bad ones. Good politicians, bad politicians. But at the end of the day, who is going to help? Because there are more and more people who've become homeless based upon problems that are going on with corruption. I mean, I've been gang stalked, yes. A lot of people have been gang stalked. What happens is, when we go to the officials, are they listening? You know, this is a corrupt nation that's under attack. They are attacking individuals who did not ask for this. Their grandmothers who are homeless. How did they get there? Now, if there's an inside job with family members going against the individuals, then someone should be there to adhere to the problem and help. We need to figure out what is going on. Now, I know that it seems as though this has been something that I've been repeatedly coming on this platform and saying. It's because it's being observed. Me personally, okay? Money has been stolen in family, and they tried to get me to go homeless. They wanted me to have no food, no money, but God saw through it and helped me to do better. And I'm saying that everyone should be doing better, not just me. I think that there should be more going on for the homeless. Can't just feed them a meal and, one day and think that that's going to change anything. We have to get down to the root of the problem. Who is responsible? Who are the individuals who are formulating a group and chaotically working against people who do not deserve it? These people were housed at one time. Some of them had their own homes, and somehow A corrupt bunch of people have gotten together and have ruined it for these people, have stolen from them, and these people are living well, while these homeless people are trying to work hard and just trying to stay sane. That's why a lot of them are turned to drugs. I mean, you've seen the news, and I'm sure you've seen certain states where it's truly the larger states have really been affected, because you really get to see them. But they're not the only ones. Again, this is global, this is worldwide where this is going on. Now, if the same people are at the root of the problem, who's getting paid off to be quiet? Somebody needs to be speaking up. Somebody needs to be working against the people who are working against these innocent people. Somebody needs to wake up and say something. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take, but I'm going to speak on it because it's really important that somebody say something. You know, I don't know what's going on as to why it is that no one seems to be taking care of the problem. I'm talking to different individuals, and you have people who are crying out, but they don't even know who is going to be there to help them, to dry those tears. These are not children. A lot of these people are adults. And let's not even speak of the children. There are children also who have to be homeless with their family members because they need a 2-household income, 2 people working, in order to be able to establish a livelihood. You know, I remember just going to public school and at least being able to have free breakfast and free lunch because I didn't know if I was going to have dinner. And I was living in Englewood, New Jersey, you know. I know that some people assume other people have money and assume certain people are rich. Do not assume. People could assume I'm married, and I am not. I am single, you know. But somebody might be going behind the scenes corrupting my paperwork, stating that I am something that I am not. Somebody could say that they're dating me, and that I am not dating anyone right now. But for some reason, certain paperwork, certain verbal chaotic systems have been put in place. And the people who have said that I am working as a woman of leisure, and you know, I work hard for my money. I work, okay? Every Monday through Friday, I work, okay? And for some reason, people seem to assume that you are not working or you're doing something behind the scenes, all because someone decided that they wanted to lie in mass media. Now, you know that this type of corruption is coming to an end. Lawsuits are being planned because people are choosing to work against people who have done absolutely nothing to them. This type of behavior is going to be not existent in a minute. There's so many people who they've been throwing their name and out there and stating negative things and stating falsehoods. If you tell these untruths and you believe it and other people believe it without doing their paperwork, without doing research, then that person is just as guilty, because you cannot assume anything. There's a grown man out here who went ahead and got with a group of his friends and lied and said that women are doing so and so, and they just automatically believed it without doing research. Now, because you never even went to the individual and asked them what's really going on, you will have to suffer the consequences. You know, this is something that we learned in grade school. You know, he say, she say can cause a lot of corruption going on in our society. And some people would even be able to change camera footage, have someone who looks like you playing a part, and have you looking like you've done such wrong things. In our society, with all the corruption that is going on, these same people could have used their educational background or even their brain. God gave them a brain. They could have used their brain to monumentally work in God's favor, do good things. Instead, they collaborate to work against the light ones, the ones that have been here trying to do the right thing, the ones who have tried to change their lineage by making the good, right choices. Those individuals who have worked against innocent people, not only will you suffer, but the children and your children's children tend to suffer, because that's karmic debt. Don't you know spiritual laws? If you didn't know, you need to make sure that you do some research to find out, because all of these decisions that you've made now fall on your lineage. Some people just do not wake up. How many times and how many ways will you be warned before you make the right choice? Bullying, gang stalking is another form of bullying. Stealing people's information. My father in high school decided he was going to use my social security number and open up a business without my permission. He spoke to my grandmother, and she called me up on the phone and reprimanded me for not agreeing with my father. All these things are happening in the world today. People opening each other's mail. I have an aunt who decides to open up my mail. Somebody changed my address. I changed my address back. Someone changed my address again. All these things that are happening in our society, I know that I'm not the only one, but I might be the chosen one to speak up on it. It's time, for people to speak up, because there's too much corruption going on. And those individuals who are deciding to keep the secret of those who they know have been wrong and have formulated groups to actually have this corruption, you suffer just like you suffer far more than the innocent individuals who are being gang stalked at this time. It's time to wake up. It's time to make a difference. It's time to fix the problem. Not all officers are bad, and not all officers are good. Just like not all people are good, and not all people are bad. But it's time that somebody figure out and fix the problem. Everybody can't be just getting paid off to keep their mouths shut or to allow things to happen, because there's no way in the world that no one is seeing what's going on. Too many people being affected. Children are suffering. You know, there's people out here who just don't even give a hoot about anyone else. Those people as well will have to suffer during these times, because right now people are waking up. And you know what? The truth is definitely going to set us all free.